The Eighth Floor, Odette and Mordecai, The Ghosts of Cuba, and Collecting Seals with a Cat Lady Nun. Hello, crawlers, and welcome to episode 26 of our Dungeon Crawler Read Along, Listen Along podcast. We are on Book 6. This is our first episode of Book 6, and we're back from a hiatus.
Yeah, it's nice to be back.
It is nice to be back. It's weird taking such a long break, but
it's a little hard to get back in the groove.
it is.
Just a little bit.
I was like, you guys were like, hey, we need to record, right? And I was like, I need to listen to it.
You know what? Yeah, with everything going on over the holidays, and then with that break, I kind of got into the latest Thursday Murder Club mystery book.
Oh, is it good?
I'm barely in it, and because then I was like, oh shit, we're going to be recording soon. I got to hump back into the dungeon. Yeah, and I didn't have enough time for 2 full read-throughs. So I'm counting on your notes.
I did a full, and then I did a speed run, and I made extensive notes because, each time we get into another book, it's like so much prologue.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing. After the prologue, when we get into it, I forget how this starts out with like, all right, stats.
Mm-hmm.
Stats. Prizes. Let's go through those stats. Oh, new rules. Rules.
We gotta get this out of the way.
Yeah, it's like, oh man. It's almost overwhelming. This kind of thing where if I was just stepping into it, I would probably be overwhelmed. Like I can't do this.
Right. I don't can anyone just start with book 6?
No. But I realized that all the books up to now have been training me on, to be able to accept this.
Yeah.
It all builds, man. It's like playing video games. A lot of people that don't ever play video games, when they kind of jump into it at an older age, they're like, I don't understand any of this. It's because we build up a vocabulary for that over time. You start out with we started out with like Pong, and then fucking like Pac-Man and Defender and all those other things that eventually equip us to play RPGs,
I remember with the Harry Potter book series, like even up through book 5, there's just always like a reintroduction of every single thing. And I feel like that garbage author, she dropped that with book 6 finally, and it just kind of like is like you're in it, you're in the story, and if you're reading this one, you must know the other ones.
That is true. Yeah, it stopped being for new readers.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like that doesn't work with a lit RPG because you still need to dangle what the individual loot things are because that's part of the construct.
And something like this, especially, each book has been dealing with like a different floor, and each floor has a different theme.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not in the same world each book.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's new rules.
Right. Just when you think, okay, I think I got this figured out, and then you get to this book where they drop in, and it's like, all right, here's all the rules for this. And you're like, oh man, what?
Yeah, here's the setting. The setting's fucking weird. Here's now we're doing like a Pokemon thing, where you're like capturing animals and you're going to use them maybe to
Yeah. We went from the ghost images where some of it's solid and some of it isn't. It's like, all right, and things can pile up, and I'm like, all right, trying to get my hand around that, and now I'm collecting Pokemon cards.
It's so nuts.
It's like the next chapter.
I know.
It's not even like later in the book.
There's 2 whole chapters in the beginning that are literally just them opening loot boxes.
Yeah, 2 whole chapters.
But nevertheless, we cover chapters 1 through 6 in today's episode, and a lot happens still.
Yeah.
A lot, especially with that prologue, which we're going to get to here in a second as well. But first, hey, welcome. Everyone, welcome back. Thank you for all the new people that have finally caught up and are tuning in with us. We go through these linearly, as I'm sure everyone knows. In fact, I could skip all the prologue. At this point, these people know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I do have a couple notes that I thought were important to point out. First off, we dropped a whole bunch of shirts.
We did. Lots of merch in the store. HelloCrawlers.com/store is where you can get it. I made a bunch of shirts and stuff.
Yeah. In time for the holidays. And we see people are snagging some of these up. So it's exciting to see. Go and check that out. Also, I wanted to note that this book perfect timing-wise for us, coincides with the Christmas season, the holiday season. We start off book 6, December 10th. And they're in phase 1 for 14 days. So it's going to go up through the day before Christmas. And my sister made us a little Christmas tree. It's over here by Rubio. There's a whole bunch of little ornaments she made, like hello crawlers and like the book covers. You got little Prepotente and other little 3D printed characters as ornaments. Really cool. And then there's a donut tree skirt.
You say that
Princess
donut riding Mongo up there?
Oh, there's a donut riding Mongo, but the tree skirt's also a donut. I don't know how well that's showing on the camera.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah, these are great.
Yeah, it's just very funny. She gave that to me, and I'm like, I have no room for this stuff. Stop giving me stuff, but very cool.
I saw the ornament that says "All eyes on me," and I almost started crying.
Aw. Also, we've expanded our wallpaper here to include the more expanded royal court of Princess Donut.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
That's just wild.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we have a couple of things I need to account for, mistakes that were made. I said a quote was from Franklin from GTA 5. That was from Michael. And Jared Gardner pointed that out to me. My bad. Someone, Kiovar, pointed out that we failed to even mention the Prince Rupert drop, which was kind of the metaphorical reference for floor 7, the like thing that the unbreakable little piece of glass, except for there's one point. If you hit it, the whole thing shatters.
Yeah, it's actually this. It looks like a long sperm cell. You know, when
one could say a comma, but okay.
Yeah, well, you drop molten glass into a bucket of water, and the way it hardens up and crystallizes means that the ball end of it, the drop end, is almost indestructible, practically indestructible. But the tail, if it breaks anywhere along the tail, it explodes the whole thing, including the ball end. So that's just, it's a weird quirk of like physical mechanics, and it's fucking cool. Like, it's really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone pointed out that Samantha can only be retrieved if Carl throws her first with the Chistera and then unequips it. That brings her back. So I think I had said something like, oh, you should just pull out the Chistera to pull her back. But someone rightly pointed out that's not how that works. Yeah, throw first and then unequip it, and then she'll come back.
Okay.
And then I thought there was an interesting note here from a Nicholas Harris. I think other people had some really good takes as well on the whole song with B that B would sing, the All Eyes on Me, and like how that's like depressing, but it's also like very selfish of B, the idea of that song. But this comment caught my eye. It was this whole book theme is motherhood. This is for book 5.
Okay.
You get that deeper Carl/Tap running moment that you mentioned. There's Donut and her mother B, Vra and Cersei, Pony and Miriam, Prudence and her kids, Kiwi and Tina. I'm sure there's more, but there's a lot of mums sacrificing for their kids. I'm guessing this person's British. Except B and Donut. But Donut is the one who doesn't fawn after her mom.
Well, not anymore.
No.
She was.
Yeah, good riddance now. Maybe. She's still saying the All Eyes on Me.
Oh, well, Donut does jump in front of a lightning bolt that was headed for Mongo.
Yeah, there's that.
Donut and Mongo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of moms and motherhood theme. So I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out what the theme is for this book, or maybe you guys already know and can tell us. But yeah, we are gonna jump in, like I said, linearly. One other thing is that we have a homework assignment for next week. We like to tell you at the top before we begin, and then we'll tell you at the end as well. It's gonna be chapters 7 through 16. It's gonna be a good chunk of book, but less prologue, so hopefully we slide through it a little quicker.
Famous last words.
Yeah, right.
We'll see. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, we start off with a dedication, which is new to this book. Oh, and also I should note that we do this through the audiobook, so if there's stuff in the physical book, we miss that. We're only going through the audiobook.
Correct.
Some people are like, why aren't you guys doing the Pineapple Cabaret? It's like, oh, because we don't touch the hardcover yet. One day.
Wait, what's the Pineapple Cabaret?
There's a whole other like extra chapter at the end of all the books.
Oh.
Which is like a separate side story that's ongoing.
The hardcover has a novella tacked on at the end that is in addition to the main story, but isn't like required reading for you to understand the events of the main story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll have to visit that after we get through all this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's a dedication. And it's a thank you from Matt to all of the fans. I'm guessing it's Jeff doing Matt's voice.
Yeah, it's Jeff. Yeah, that's not Matt.
Yeah, it wasn't Matt's voice, I don't think.
Yeah, we've met Matt.
We met Matt.
Yeah, Matt sounds, hi guys, I'm Matt.
But this sounded a little more serious. Yeah. He was saying, thanks to all of you guys, but stop with the weird butthole pics. So a little bit raunchy, a little bit cheeky. But I think that he actually does get like feet pics. Wasn't he saying something? Some complaint that he actually
pics, probably so.
Like people were actually sending him feet pics, but he's making a joke of like, don't send butthole pics.
I mean, someone could read the book and think that that's actually his foot fetish that he's writing into it.
Send butthole pics.
Yeah, I think he's trying to tell you to send butthole pics.
And then we get a recap of what happened in the previous book, which is new to this audiobook. I'm not sure if this is in the physical book or not, and this might just play a little bit more into what Jeff is kind of collaborating with Matt on. But there's a recap. It's got some bard music in the back as Donut explains what happened in the previous book. There's some interesting little notes aside from what we already know, because we already covered the other book extensively. But Donut is she's talking to her audience of what's her club called? Do you guys remember?
Not the Donut Holes.
Not the Donut Holes. There's a competitor group called the Donut
Princess
Holes.
Posse.
Yeah.
The Princess Posse? Is that her group? She's telling them, she's very proud of her legendary diva status. She's selling music, apparently, to the fans as a revenue source. Also selling, like, access to different tiers of clubs. Like, she's running her own kind of Patreon. Patreon.com/HelloCrawlers. And, like, one of these tiers is a mommy club. And she's selling merch as well. So she's building an empire, and she's making money, which is what we learned helped serve as funding for them becoming warlords.
Yeah.
For the 9th floor. So it's kind of fascinating that she continues finding other avenues to garner fans and monetarily capitalize off of that.
Well, we spend so much time with Carl, especially with him narrating, that we don't always see what everybody else is doing. So it's interesting to find out that, yes, they have lives outside of Carl and have things going on, especially Donut.
Yeah, she's a hustler, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She has a note about Florin I thought was interesting. She notes that Florin the Crocodilian is from France, but sounds Australian and was in Africa at the time. So we've learned a little bit more backstory. I guess he's French, which I didn't know up until this point. And he's some sort of mercenary with an Australian accent in Africa. And that's how he kind of ended up with, what's her name in her whole group?
Afechi. Yeah. But for a Frenchie, he's got a pretty thick Australian accent.
That's very Australian.
That's like one of those had that from childhood accents. Not just I picked this up on the way.
Which is another thing that makes me so excited to read that crocodile graphic novel. Like, I want to know more than almost any other character. I want to know more about Florin.
Yeah, because in these books, he stays very aloof.
Yeah.
I was born in Kansas. I don't claim I'm Kansan. I don't think anyone should. That's weird. Why he's claiming French when he's clearly Australian? That's an Australian guy.
I pegged you as a Kansan immediately.
Please don't peg me.
The whole you not believing in evolution thing.
Yeah.
Tip us off.
Just saying. I don't know if the full evidence is out there yet. There's a line that Donut has about Carl, about trying to get all the warlords to be on board with Everyone is vulnerable. Everyone's at risk. Like no stake. All stakes for everyone. Everyone could die on the ninth floor.
Yeah.
Sure.
She says, Carl is good at making impossible things possible. So
finally, somebody recognizes that,
right? She talks about some other people dying. She's like, Gideon died. Okay, I guess Carl's sad because he talked him into doing what he did on the last floor.
I love that Donut's view of Gideon is the same as ours.
Who? Who's that?
Yeah.
Sad he died, whatever.
But it does kind of speak a little bit more to the accumulating guilt that Carl has for him motivating other people to sacrifice for what is ultimately ends up beneficial for him.
Sure. Because if it was completely up to him, he would make all the sacrifices.
Yeah. He doesn't want them to sacrifice, but when he does ask them to play a role and they die, he feels guilty for it.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then we get a little bit of Donna going off on Sorrentagore for cheating, for winning the pet contest, which I still think is funny.
Was it a cheat?
No.
She thinks it was.
Because I don't see how Donut could have lost that thing, but
maybe it was a technicality on something. You can't have that many creatures on there or something, or everyone just votes. But I mean, Carl cheated and gave that drawing contest to that one girl in the same book. I guess
so.
It's just how these things go. All right, let's jump into this prologue because this has been 6 books coming.
Right.
And boy, does it deliver.
We get a whole other world, whole other level, whole other group of characters set up. It is Mordecai back when he was a crawler alongside his brother Uzzy, and 2 other crawlers, one of which we know, Chaco, and then another guy named Hold Steady. They're all Skyfowl who had their planet taken over just like the humans. And they are on floor 10 in a turbulent storm. Shit's going completely sideways. And we're introduced to the mechanics of whatever this quest is. It's some sort of puzzle thing that they need a god to strike lightning or infuse lightning or some sort of magic power on this final puzzle piece for them to get the access to the stair floor.
Yeah, they need to be able to energize the puzzle box, which would generate a key to unlock the stairs so that they can actually descend. And if that doesn't happen, then they all die in the collapse, and it's coming really soon.
What I think is impressive about this chapter is Matt has to establish, he doesn't want to spend too much time on this because it's a backstory little thing, but he has to establish a whole other world, a whole other set of mechanics, and the complexity of dynamics between a few key people, including Mordecai, Audette, a new character we get introduced to, a lady named Wan Xin, who's one of these rich people who likes to play around as a god for like the ascendancy on the 12th floor.
Yeah, she's extremely rich, and she just, like, this is how she gets her kicks.
Yeah, she's one of these creepy trophy hunter people. And Chaco, we learn about like Chaco's kind of relationship with all this. And there's a complexity to it that I think he threads the needle really well with.
Yeah, very much so.
Because I understand the motivations of each person, while he's presenting a still a very bizarre and foreign concept of this new level and the mechanics that have to go into it.
Yeah.
It's just it's an impressive feat. I kept thinking about like, how do you make something that seems so foreign and so alien and yet so relatable when you drill down to the core of like the characteristics and the motivation of each person?
Again, it's the 5-book buildup to it. Because you think about like how complex the last battle was in the last book. Within this castle on multiple levels existing in the same space. And yeah, a 4-way boss battle. Castle disappears. They're dropping down. They're all firing on each other. And all the different personalities. And yet we've been built up to a point where we can still keep up with it.
Yeah. And everything's clear. All the action makes sense.
It's a long ways from the Iron Tangle.
Oh, yeah.
We get it. Yeah, I was thinking about I still feel like we need to go back to book 2 and like decipher what was going on with that Skyfowl and the Soul Crystal stuff at some point.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's something so complex there that like my baby DCC brain couldn't comprehend. And now I think I'm like catching up. I'm like, I'm starting to put the pieces back together. It's like I could pull out my lost whiteboard again and start like connecting the dots. I'm like, I get it.
But don't do that.
But don't do that. Of course not. So like I said, Wan Xin is a really wealthy person who's going to be inhabiting the body of a god. Audette is now the advisor, or what's the role called?
She is the manager, or Mordecai's
manager. Essentially what Mordecai is for Donut.
Yeah.
Right.
She's for Mordecai. She really likes Mordecai, but she's also in a crossroads where she's still an indentured servant to the Crawl.
She has like 5 seasons left, I think.
Yeah, and she won't be able to, like, Mordecai's her best bet for getting out, but he needs to get to the next floor.
Right.
So she wants to do whatever it takes to get him to the next floor.
If he gets to the next floor, then they get rid of the last 5 seasons and she's out at the end of this one. I think if a crawler makes it to the 11th floor, then they take like 9 seasons off of your contract, and she only had 5 left, so she gets to go free after that.
So yeah, she can gain her freedom and they're really close to it.
And they do establish that she has been put through the fucking ringer for her indentureship. Like she's been, and actually like her whole life, she has been, waiting for people to approve of moves that she makes, and like she's been kind of at somebody else's whim for this whole time. And so she's really trying to gain some sort of autonomy for herself and gain some sort of power, and this is her way to do it, right? Like she has to be able to make sure that this guy gets the fuck down into the next floor, so she can not be well off. Like she's going to be let out, and she's going to have like a decent amount of money.
She'll be a citizen, and things will be okay.
She'll be able to regrow her legs back because she'll have like access to regeneration, like all these things that are driving her to make a deal under the table with this washing jinx lady.
Yeah, I mean, we learn that she like later is able to pivot when she does gain her freedom, and I think she marries someone wealthy that like helps eliminate any other like bad issues for her, and then she's able to capitalize and gain an audience with her TV show stuff. But
yeah, we find that out earlier.
That doesn't seem to be like in her future. That's not predetermined for her. She doesn't know that.
Right.
And all she knows is she's so close, and she's like all these people. It's a balancing act. Are some of these people already going to die anyway? And so she has to kind of weigh that against, like, what does it mean for her to be able to gain her freedom when she's this close? And that's when it comes to, she tries to cheat. She tries to cheat the system, and she works out a deal with Wan Xin. And Wan Xin was going to, she was bribed, essentially, to cast a spell that they needed to get to the next floor. And then she wants more money, so much so that Audette won't actually gain her freedom. It completely cripples her and puts her right back in the position she was in. So behind the scenes, she's orchestrating this. Mordecai isn't aware of it, but that all crumbles for her. So she, in a last second of defiance, finds another loophole that means if Chaco uses a tool to sacrifice Uzi, who's Mordecai's brother, kill Uzi, then the rest of them can make it to the final floor. And Mordecai was about to kill himself for everyone else to do it. But that screws over Audette.
Right.
So that's no good. So like the complexity here is just so woven in, and I'm impressed because I'm like, I get where her motivation is.
Oh, totally.
And the sad thing is, like, Chaco is bullied into kill Uzi so everyone else can live. And when he goes to move to do it, Uzi sacrifices himself. Like, he spreads his wings in supplication is the line. And there's something beautiful and sad about it. But it's just like they didn't have the time for him to even be offered the choice, so much as they just kind of told him, we're about to kill you. And he gives into it. But Mordecai's not going to forgive for that.
Well, yeah, because Mordecai's he's not privy to everything that's going on and all the plans. He sees it from his perspective.
Right.
And so you get why he's just, he's completely put out by it, to say the least. But in the end, you feel worse for Chaco, who was just stuck in a position, and Mordecai won't even let him explain.
Yeah, everybody else has something to gain or lose.
Yeah.
Chaco is just a fucking pawn in this situation. Like, it's just bad for him.
Yeah. It's like, he's like, I don't even want to do this. It's like, you got to do it. There's the only way.
And we see how Chaco ends up later. He's just like a pitch man.
Yeah.
Like, now he's just working a prize carousel.
He doesn't want to be there either.
No.
Yeah. He's a skyfowl who's stuck in a winged wolf body. It's weird.
Yeah.
And now he has to pitch this, and everyone hates him. And he did what, he did what kind of, as far as his perspective, was the only play they had to save some of them.
Right. This is the right thing to do. This has to be done, and I'm the one who has to do it. So he's thinking he's doing something noble, It's all fucked up. It's all so fucked up. And at the core of it is Audette trying to gain some agency in a selfish way, but I think it's almost like an earned selfish way. You don't feel anything but, like, I don't feel that angry at Audette for doing that. Like, I understand her decision.
So relatable. Maybe not that relatable, but it's so understandable. And she even lost her cousin as well.
Mm-hmm.
She already had she talked about, like, in her backstory, she had to sacrifice her best friend to save her cousin. Or was it the other way around?
Other way around.
She saved her best friend. She had to sacrifice her cousin because that's what the floor made her do. And now she has to sacrifice her best friend, Armida, who's still under the watchful eye of Wan Qing, because she decided to defy this billionaire or trillionaire, whatever
who suddenly went from, I want 10% to I want 30% to, no, I want 50%.
Right.
And it's like, that can't happen.
Yeah.
Not that she didn't need that money. She's she's loaded.
Yeah.
She's just being an asshole.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, you're watching Mordecai have this hate for Audette and Chaco, and really it's the system.
Right.
It's people are always misplacing their anger. Because, you have to look at the whole system that put all of them in that position to begin with.
If there's anything that the powerful are good at doing, is making all of us less powerful fight each other.
And Mordecai's anger for Audette a lot seems like him angry at himself.
Yeah.
Him, we see these scenes of him, drunkenly, angry at his mom's ashes, or going to the bar or whatever.
For the first 3 books, he's just a useless drunk. Like, he's literally a liability. Like, he has some good information, great information.
Yeah.
But he's
fucking up.
He drops the ball so much. Like, he's a fucking wreck. And we know why now.
And it's through the hope that I think that Carl and Donut seem to be giving him, that we start to see him kind of climb out of that.
Oh yeah.
But it's fascinating to me, seeing the slow build character development that Dinniman can do across 6 books, to see Mordecai get finally his backstory. I mean, you see other people set up their long-term books, and then you never get that story and that payoff, and you go, what was it?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get it.
What was the polar bear?
Or they give it out and dole it out in just such little pieces that it doesn't feel like you got the whole thing. Or it's a setup that's so long that by the time it comes, you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But he knows how to pay off.
I mean, it felt so good after 6 books. We learn Mordecai's backstory, and it's rewarding.
Yeah, it all none of it feels cheap. Everything feels earned. It's all so well thought out, and also just in itself an interesting quagmire, right? Like, it's an interesting set of dead ends that people are trying to navigate.
I don't feel like I lost respect for any of the characters in that situation either.
Right.
Which is what a balancing act that is.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So here's the thing. yeah, Audette was gonna have enough money to regrow her legs. When that didn't really happen. But now she's married to a rich guy. She's got a show. Wouldn't she have the money for the regeneration now?
I don't know.
Like what's stopping that at this point? That's
marketing. Maybe. I don't know. Like there's something about her whole image, which is marketing.
But maybe it's like this is part of what it is. Or maybe it's with the husband, he's like, no, I need to keep her this way. Otherwise she'll leave. I mean, I'm just speculating, but I'm just like, what is holding this back? But so much of this, especially with what Chaco was talking to Carl about last time, is like, staying here long enough, you're going to have to make some sacrifices that you don't want. And it's designed to make you turn on your teammates.
Yeah.
Just so you know. And the more we get backstory, the more we're seeing like, yeah, that might be inevitable.
Yeah, and it's not even like as simple as the way Chaco made it sound is.
Yeah.
Like it's even more complicated than that, because a lot of the dilemmas that they're put through and the machinations of the dungeon mean that those things feel like they arise naturally and are not like engineered to put you through a ringer. Like they just feel like, oh, this is just the way it is. And after a while you get desensitized to the larger world and the force is kind of pushing and pulling that you're just in it. You're just in it. You're just reacting to how life is.
Yeah. I was just thinking, is Audette the only person we know from the outside world who went through the crawl and is now like operating in the outside world? I was trying to think of like, do we know anyone else? Because there's another whole tragedy in that she escapes and now her day-to-day is an analysis of the crawl that she never truly escapes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can't think of anyone else who's gone through the crawl that we've seen in the outside world.
Well, we know about
Quasar, but I don't think he
we know about the Open Intellect Pacifist Action Network. Like we know that like Porthos is a part of that, and he was a cookbook author.
But we haven't seen
him.
Porthos, so
I mean, he was in an epilogue.
Oh, we did
having a conversation.
Yeah, and once that's yet again another person who just can't escape it.
Yeah.
So even when you're out, you're not out. All right, you guys ready to jump into the actual story?
Sure.
With our actual story?
Real quick gear change to Havana.
Part 1, Havana. So we have parts to the book.
After all that, I'm like, wait, what? Havana? What the?
Because we left off not knowing where they chose or where Donut chose. Carl was trying to get her to choose the Bahamas because he had a book for it, and that's where presumably Prepotente was going to go. And instead, they choose Havana. They're in Cuba.
I mean, it's close to the Bahamas, but not quite the Bahamas.
Yeah.
It is. We learn her motivation for choosing that was that she was concerned that this was all a setup, so that because she knew that B was going to be in the Bahamas for Christmas time. That's where she was on vacation when Carl breaks up with her.
Yeah, and if the floor is a recreation, essentially a time recording of Earth in the days leading up to the collapse, like of the I guess it's called, I don't remember what it's called, the collapse of everything.
Yeah.
The collapse sounds good.
The collapse.
Yeah. Then they could maybe engineer a situation where they're in the Bahamas watching B getting railed by a guy.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that Donut made a good call, actually, for trying to protect Carl. I mean, Carl would do the same thing to try and protect her. Carl later is like, oh, it wouldn't have mattered because it's December 10th, but they didn't know the starting date. They knew generally around the time, it seems, when they were going to be dropped in.
Part of me thinks that this feels like a post hoc rationalization on Donut's part. Like she just didn't actually know where it was, but she's trying to come up with an excuse for no, I meant to do that.
That very well could be the case. So Donut had picked a Viper Queen on the previous floor, and now she gets to pick a new class. She picks Master Telephone Psychic.
Miss Cleo.
Yeah, basically Miss Cleo. She gets a mapping ability and some charm spells that come along with it.
It's important to note that she picks that because it lets her stay a cat.
Yeah, because the other one was going to be like some sort of street urchin.
Yeah.
That's like part urchin. I don't even know what it was.
Disgusting.
Yeah. There's a good beat where like she makes that pick and Carl gets cranky and she's like, Carl, you get to make picks all the time without help, and she's still treated like a child, which is her kind of rebelling a little bit and recognizing the infantilizing that Carl's kind of doing to her all the time.
Yeah.
That he's not trusting her, even though she's trusting him. So,
yeah, but she is childlike and impulsive.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I've got 2 words. It's called blind impulse.
Yeah,
which is how Donut usually fucking navigates the world.
Yeah. So they're locked in the, I don't know, like the Capitol in Havana or some sort of like government building. They're trapped there for now while they get the rundown of how the floor works, and it's complicated.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and dumb it down the easiest way, but most of you have already read this as well, presumably, so we know. The floor has 38,000 crawlers, 205 locations out of 293 locations have been chosen and occupied on the Earth. Each location that they get zapped into has 2 stairwells, and there's going to be 3 phases to the floor. They're in phase 1, part 1, which is them in Havana. They will go to another location after 14 days. I'm not sure how long the floor is. I don't know if it said that, how many days the floor is itself. But they have also all the crawlers, all the 38,000 crawlers, have been divided into squads of up to 5 people max per squad, which is interesting because Amani and Ellie find themselves in separate squads, even though they went as a team to their location, which is in Western. They went to the Western United States and they ended up in a Great Wolf Lodge.
Right.
I thought it was funny.
I like the way she said it. We're in some place called the Great Wolf Lodge. Like they've never heard of it before.
If you guys haven't heard of it, yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Indoor swimming. Katya and the ladies are all in Iceland. I think Batista's probably with her as well, but they didn't really mention Batista. Lina and hundreds of other crawlers all picked Beijing, so that one's very crowded, it seems.
Yeah, lots of crawlers in Beijing.
And then Florin is in Ecuador. Presumably, he's looking for... No, not presumably. He's been in contact with Lucia Mar, so they're both in Ecuador. He now has his own sort of savior complex with Lucia Mar, the person who killed the person he loves.
He's so fascinating. Like, he's so fucking fascinating.
Whatever mentally happened as like a complete switch flip for him, now he's like, I'm not going to kill you. I want to save you.
I mean, it is a way of dealing with that grief or having closure with it.
Yeah, maybe like having some hope that the world isn't as evil as it looks.
So they have up to 5 people per squad. And they have 6 extra slots that they can build their squad as high as 11 people if they already have 5 crawlers. So for Carl and Donut, they can go as high as 8 because they got 2, and they can fill up 6 extra slots with monsters that they are collecting. So we learn part of this floor, or at least part of phase 1, is collecting monsters to be on part of their team. And how they do that is they fight monsters, and when they're in 5% of their health, they stab a flag into their body, and poof, they turn into a card that now you have in, like a Pokemon card or Magic card or what's that other one?
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh card, whatever. It's some sort of card game system that Matt must have liked. These card games.
How is it that the oldest one of us could remember Yu-Gi-Oh? And we're like, some other fucking
kids that played Yu-Gi-Oh.
Some damn card, who knows what the hell.
But these are called Tagi cards. It's Pokemon cards. And the monsters that they're attacking all across the world are all based regionally on mythology. They're cryptids, they're Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster and, whatever of the region. Like for us, it would be Chupacabras and
Bigfoot. And
Rogan Bros. Yeah, something like that. The Austin comedy scene.
I love the the AI describing what this is actually like. Yeah, if you're in this part of the world, it's these things. If you're in that part of the world, it's those things. If you're in Japan, you're just pretty much fucked.
Yeah. It's funny with stuff like this where you go like, okay, yeah, this is like that, and this is like that, and this. Well, maybe I don't know that like I think I do, and you have to remember that this is going by their skewed view of Earth culture.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff they get wrong.
It reminds me of what was that, Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
Like that kind of plays off the regional monster thing.
Mhm.
Like you can see like even a little ways into the movie, like you see pictures of Japan. It's like going bonkers.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. So yeah, they now realize they're gonna have to capture these monsters. But here's the other weird thing about this world. It's all an actual live recording of, not live, a previous recording of Earth over like the month of December, it seems, with tracking what humans were doing on Earth. So all living beings, all animals and all humans are ghosts now, but their clothes are real, their glasses, their drink in their hand, their wallet in their pocket, all of these things are real. The cars moving down the street.
Yeah, the cars are the scary part.
Yeah, so mass and momentum remain. So if you bump into a ghost of a person, their clothes will just drop off of their body onto the ground. Their ghost body will just keep walking.
Yeah, they'll go right through you, but everything that they're wearing will stop and fall to the ground.
So surreal.
Or impact into you, or yeah.
Yeah, smear you on the pavement.
Yeah, that's the if you stop someone, they'll keep going, but their clothes will stay right there.
And like with an individual person, you can kind of see like, oh, that's weird. But when you start extrapolating what this is going to mean for an ongoing, always moving society, you start to see the mechanics of how this is going to become a complete clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Almost immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'll jump ahead a couple chapters, like, because they go out in the world and they're seeing cars start piling up. And they start talking to the other crawlers who are seeing the same thing.
Yeah, it's sort of like a twisted version of the Rapture, where the people are leaving, but the vehicles just keep going and crashing into things and other vehicles.
As if there's like a non-twisted version of the Rapture.
I know.
You know, this is like a fucked up version of the Rapture. Like, you mean the Rapture?
Yeah, so we're just seeing the beginning of this problem, but we can imagine it's just going to get worse, just like the Iron Tangle. Once they crashed a train and more trains started crashing because the trains keep coming and they're coming through a portal, and it's just becoming a bigger and bigger problem there. Matt must like this kind of idea.
I guess so.
Because it, like, for me, it seems like a conceptual nightmare. It's like, it's fun. It's a fun idea at first, but like, then I have to like start working in my mind. What does that actually look like when that happens? And now I have to narrate that. That just seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, luckily it seems that things would probably in this sort of scenario clog up the works very quickly. And then we're just kind of left with a clogged,
Ghost town,
essentially.
Yeah. It's almost like you'd want to start a pile up somewhere away from the area you want, and then just kind of kick back and let it all happen.
Yeah, just wait for it to pass.
And then get out there.
You imagine that one time, like it's been days since that's happened, and everything's a huge mess. And then there's like one jogger that hasn't collided with anything, and you just see fucking clothes running towards you. That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
There's something already really sad about this level. It's the ghosts of the world. Like when Carl first steps out, he's like, his breath is taken away because he's now seeing Earth kind of how it was. And like this, he says, this is what was taken from us.
Yeah.
And you get this longing for human culture that coincides with Christmas time and bringing together a family, and yet everyone's separate and everyone's dead and everything is awful. It's this juxtaposition that like really reinforces there's something tragic behind all of this.
Well, yeah, it's not just that this is what was taken, but this is what is never coming back.
Right.
And you can we could survive this crawl dungeons all the way to the end, and we'll never get this again.
I was reading this book a little bit after. I guess when it came out, it was like COVID is starting to loosen up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was really like it felt big.
Yeah.
You know, it felt like a big thing.
Yeah.
Because COVID fucking sucked. I mean, I know a lot of people talk about that time when it's like, oh yeah, it was crazy. People, it was bad for a lot of people. Like I lost people in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
and this just reinforces the isolation and living with the ghosts of what was lost.
Mm-hmm.
Just, it's heavy. But let's move on to achievements and loot boxes, because this has to happen with every new book. We got to know, and there's a lot of big events that happened in the last one. So
right. They had a lot of boxes pile up from the last one, and then post the end of that book.
Yeah,
that in between.
So we have 2 chapters of this. Go through it quickly.
Oh, I'll try and run through it quickly.
I glazed through this. Like I barely remember. I remember some of the big beats.
I tried to take some proper notes, but first off, let's just hit up Mordecai. We run into Mordecai. He is he's Patrick Starfish.
Yeah, a Cyclops.
SpongeBob.
Patrick Starfish.
A Hills Cyclops, and we learned that he was briefly a slime on floor 7, so he's grateful that they moved through that floor quickly.
Can I tell you how fucking sad it was to me just hearing him go through what he went through in that prologue, and then being this comedic figure in this one, like something to laugh at, somebody who sounds dumb.
They immediately make fun of his one eye.
Yeah, who's like, oh, he's that this race is disheveled usually because they can't see themselves in the mirror. Yeah. Like it's a punchline. It's a punchline that's kind of pitiful, and I don't know, it hit me really, really strongly after we just saw his entire life collapse.
Yeah,
in the prologue.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like this has been a Mordecai thing, because the last one, he was a Monchichi. I spoke like this, and everybody made fun of.
Yeah, but I didn't have that. I didn't have that like juxtaposition to kind of weigh that against. So at this point, I'm like, man, this poor bastard, man.
Yeah, and not only that, but like he has to go through this every single floor where he is a punchline. He's talking about like he had to be a fish in a bowl at one point.
Oh, yeah.
Like whatever he is on each floor, he's never comfortable in his own body through the whole crawl.
Especially as a Skyfall, somebody who's so proud of what they are.
And here we are giving him shit because he's not stepping up and being the best leader for Carl and Donut.
Well, heed his advice, which is don't take the deal.
Yeah,
it's funny listening through this the first time. It was on a road trip in the car, and I have on this headset, and a lot of times I could just barely hear, so I'm hearing Mordecai talk like this in the beginning, and it wasn't through my second read through, because I was like, okay, they're not even going to explain why. And it wasn't through the second time I was like, oh, that's why, because he's turned into this pink conehead Cyclops. Holy shit.
Let's see. Oh, Samantha is back in the safe room as well. So she had just pieced out from the castle, flown away through whatever exit she found, and made it back to the safe room in time before the floor collapsed.
Immediately demanding that we go find a pulpmancer.
Yeah, she's as rascally as ever. And okay, so Carl gets a whole bunch of upgrades. There was one note, I guess I'll make real quick. The Mordecai talks about the idiot architects of the floor 7, how they really messed up and making it that there's just like one point that could destroy the whole level. And he talks about how the sponsors seem to have intentionally exploited that by sending materials to key crawlers that could destroy this, because the Plenty in particular are the ones who control how everything is broadcast, and they get paid up front. So if things wrap up faster for them, they already got their money.
Right,
it's even
right.
funnier, and it's more money, more profit for them. So they have all the incentive to try and speed things up and mess with the system for boring. So now we understand a little bit more the Plenty's motivation. I think that the other one's motivation might be a little bit more aligned with Carl and not liking the crawl.
Right.
But that remains to be seen, I guess, more explicitly. Let's see. So Carl opens he gets all of his achievements. He gets a new achievement for meeting the country boss, Imogen. He gets one called Scourge for collecting the most hands, and he gets a legendary box from that. Marked for life because he got marked for death by Dewata. And so he gets a platinum apostate box, an apex predator box because he killed every single hunter that he made good on that promise. He gets a celestial predator box.
That's pretty impressive. Like the fact that he said he was going to do it, and goddamn if he didn't do it.
He killed them all. Like he got them all killed, including he killed the last one personally.
Yeah.
His hands start shaking when he gets this one. So he's like, oh my God, I got a celestial box.
Because I mean, the first time he saw anybody with a celestial box was Quan CH, who just started laying waste to everybody when he got that robe.
Menage a Quattro is the 4-way fight they had, which he gets a platinum orgy box. He gets he and everyone else gets a box for skipping essentially the 7th floor, as well as a pacifist box for not killing anyone and a scab box for not killing people on the other floor. So he gets loaded up with a bunch of boxes. Donut also does too. Donut's loot that she gets that's notable. She gets a town upgrade. She gets a better brush. She gets for brushing her hair, and Bomo's still around, I guess, to brush it. A pink cosmic buff potion. Carl also gets this. A free mercenary coupon for the 9th floor, which Carl also gets.
I think some parts of the world say coupon.
Coupon. She gets some yellow gemstone for her tiara, an enchanted nipple ring of the superior fire demon's handmaiden. So nipple rings are now being doled out because AI thinks it's funny. This will make her impervious to fire and cast a spell called Bitch What? Which makes is essentially like a berserker spell. She gets some gold chained Evil Dead book called The Tome of Legionnaires of the Damned, which helps reanimate ghosts or their weapons, I think, something like that. Their weapons and armor of ghosts can reanimate and then fight. Seems like bedknobs and broomsticks or something.
I thought that too, yeah.
I have no memory of this.
Then we checked in. We learned that like Ellie got an ice staff, Batista got a shape-shifting ring, which Donut says will make for some weird sex with Katya.
What kind of sex with Katya wouldn't be weird?
Even without the shape-shifting. Okay, and then Carl gets around to opening his loot boxes, and here's what he gets. He gets a prison tattoo kit, so he can do like what the turtle guy was doing. On the other, he can give himself tattoos.
Yeah, Donut was appalled by this immediately.
More trash for trashy Carl. A pacifist's peace patch, which makes people less likely to attack him, that he can put on his jacket. He gets an apostate's nipple ring of the Defiler, which is he can know other people's religions. He can destroy shrines without repercussion, and he can do something called Black Nimbus, which I guess Lee Na has the same stuff.
Yeah.
So he's already familiar with it.
Yeah.
And he gets a leather wristband bracer shield for killing Imogen, which helps reflect attacks, and so he switches out to that.
Yeah, it's better than the one he has.
And for killing hunters, he gets a couple of craft table upgrades and a crafting table kit, which has an automaton kit. All right. Have I covered these things fast enough?
Yeah, perfect.
Celestial box. The Celestial box has a patch that he gets, a giant back patch, almost as big as my pizza patch on my shirt here, for the back of his jacket. And it's the Scavenger's Daughter back patch. It's got a bunch of skulls stacked up, and when it glows in the dark, a centipede shows up on it. Scolopendra.
Yeah.
And this, along with his other patches, include an Earth patch, Arrows patch, Bombs patch, Anti-Vampire Epicure patch, and then the peace symbol patch. So this is all that he has on his jacket. And this new one will give him powers if he's close to deities and demons, and it will fill a bar with, let me see, where did I actually write it down?
Soul essence.
With a soul essence.
So the more things that he kills, the more that bar will fill up.
Steals their soul.
Something like that. And it'll allow him to concentrate when it fills up that essence into a single attack. And
this is very video game.
Extremely video game. But apparently, if you don't discharge that thing when it's full, it'll start to destroy you in some way.
Gets a tummy ache.
Yeah,
probably.
something bad.
Yeah.
I think the AI said, you know how asbestos starts screwing with your lungs and you don't know it until it's too late? It's kind of like that. But you know what? Don't worry about that. You're already wearing a ring that is doing worse to you than that.
Damage. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess he's the only one who hears this, because I would have thought Mordecai or somebody else would have been like, "Wait, say what?"
Yeah. Well, Mordecai's been telling him to take that damn ring off forever.
Right.
So, is Carl damned at this point? Like, has he just so badly screwed up his soul, his essence, his mental
with the
ring, that the AI is just like, oh, you're fucked.
Well, it didn't sound like it's too late, but he's probably not going to stop using it.
Yeah, it seems like these things are slow corruptors, that will eventually, again, once it kind of shows itself, it's too late at that point. Like it's just something that it's kind of like the frog in the boiling pot of water.
Yeah.
You don't know that you're about to die until you're right at that door.
So it's powered by melee, and also released. So if you get in a melee and you build it up, but then the next fight, does it build it up more, or does it release with the next fight?
So it seems like he fills his bar by killing things, and then he can do a super punch and ba-boom, right?
Okay, so just killing anything fills it up.
And then then as he kills more things the next time, the next punch is going to be an even bigger ba-boom punch. So each time he refills it, it gets stronger and stronger.
And I don't think it's automatically deployed after it fills up. I think he has to be intend to use it, I think.
So let's see.
So that even makes it more dangerous now that I think about it. If you fill it up and say, well, I'm going to save this for a big thing.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
And it's just eroding at your,
and you're waiting for a big thing to come around. It doesn't. And you're well, this squirrel is pissing me off.
Guys, I need to go run outside and kick a tree real quick because I'm feeling sick.
Yeah. Watch some cartoons for a second. I gotta.
He gets plus 25 to both dexterity and strength. He gets the ability to climb. He gets the Soul Reaper thing, which is that filling the soul bar, and then he also gets a bone key, a mysterious bone key.
Oh, the mysterious bone key benefit can open any door or can open any lock, can unlock anything,
which seems awesome until you realize the repercussions. He loses his back patch, and
the whole jacket.
In fact, his whole jacket. It disintegrates if he uses his bone key.
Yeah, and anything attached to it.
Yeah.
And then B, a bone. Any bone from his body, kind of at random, depending upon how big of a door he needs
how
open.
difficult the lock is.
Yeah, so he can lose a femur, and all of a sudden he's walking
it's not even
legs.
I choose to lose a pinky digit. It's no.
Can I tell you how insidious it is for Matt to drop this as a reward here? Right after we just read the prologue in which this bone key benefit would be kind of a good idea.
Yeah.
It'd be oh shit, okay, they could have used the bone key to make the key, and then at that point Uzi would still be alive, and everything would have been fine. So in that situation, you see that the cost isn't quite as high.
As death.
Right. So right now I'm thinking, I'm like, oh man, what a great benefit, man. Like I'm kind of like, if that's the alternative, and everything that has transpired because of that, yeah, I could see using the bone key benefit.
But meanwhile, Carl's like, last resort. No thanks.
I mean,
takes your skull, man.
You're right.
No thanks.
But then I also think about how prone Carl is to self-sacrifice.
Yeah, and let's also remember, your skull is a bone.
Skull's a bone.
That's true.
That'd be a bad one.
I mean, I was thinking vertebrates, but yeah,
your whole rib cage, you're dead anyway.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a tooth.
What's her name? Samantha's really excited about the patch. She's like, "Ooh, that is something Louis would wear on a date."
She's got something for Louis now, man.
Oh yeah, big time. I think the back and forth between Carl and Donut's kind of funny. Like Carl's actually like ribbing Donut a bit, and it's pretty funny. There's one point where Donut's saying something about what Carl gets, and he's like, "Oh, man, what I'd really like is like a spay your cat at home kit." And she's like, "That's not funny, Carl." Which you know that if you say it out into the universe, you might actually get something like that.
Yeah.
And then Donut noticed that the AI kind of like stole one of her jokes. And she's like, "Hey, that was a joke I made a few floors back." And Carl's like, "Well, that's a sincerest form of flattery." And she's like, "No, the sincerest form of flattery is when someone cries when meeting you." Which I think is just very much a diva kind of thing.
Yeah. That's something Donut would feel.
I would be horrified if someone cried meeting me. Absolutely horrified. Let's see. Donut's checking on her social media, and Carl learns while Donut's away that Mordecai has secretly hired a mercenary to be a room attendant for him. And he's like, "Don't worry about it." And Carl's like, "No, what do you got? Like a prostitute back there?" He's like, "That's not even funny."
How dare you know? And something like that. Yeah. All right, calm down, Mordecai.
Let's just not forget that we have seen Mordecai teleport to a safe room right when he was about to be with like 3 prostitutes.
It's a fair assumption on Carl's part.
Yeah.
And him acting all indignant.
I know Mordecai is kind of at this point a changed person. You know, like he's kind of gotten a little bit more fixed up and is staying away from the drink and is kind of behaving and has kind of, you know, his life is back where it should be. So yeah, I understand Carl saying what he said.
Yeah.
Let's not fuck around, Mordecai. You're a mess.
Right. But like when you accuse somebody of something like that, where are you, a prostitute? And they go like, "What? Get the fuck out of here." You're like, "Okay, whatever." But when they're like, "What? Oh, no, not at all." You're like,
How dare you?
Now I'm more suspicious.
Yeah.
Let's see. We do some check-ins with everyone. We know that Tran's sad, more so about losing Gwendolyn than losing his legs, but he got a wheelchair like Odette. Florin got some shotgun upgrade, but he's not really talking to everyone. He's just kind of being really quiet otherwise. Ellie's learning that she got a weird fan group for people that are into octogenarian ice maidens.
Yeah, I think they said something
dominatrix.
Dominatrix old ladies.
Brittany's really sad and seems like she's not like really moving. She's just like hanging on to Louis the whole time. And Donut's like, "This makes for a village origin story."
Dude, yeah. So when I first heard that, I'm like, "Oh fuck, Brittany's gonna be a villain."
Is that what they're going for? Yeah.
Donut immediately says that the next line.
Yeah. And then Carl's kind of noticing that because they got all of this really great gear for skipping that one floor, it means that they're probably in store for a really difficult floor.
Well, that's the thing. They're getting such amazing gear. And as Mordecai pointed out, so much of it is based around divinity. and it's almost like, yeah, you play video games long enough, you're like, wow, they really loaded up my ammo. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to fight some really big bosses coming up.
In one of the coming, one of these coming chapters, Carl asks Mordecai, "Hey, have you heard of this god?" He's like, "Oh, did you already summon one? Like, we just got here."
No, dude, I'm just asking.
I'm just asking, man. Jeez.
All right, you little piggies ready for us to jump out into the world? Glurp, glurp. Carl and Donut, they decide to step out into the world. They have these ugly little heart boxer flags that they get. That's what they get to stab into their monster.
Donut's really sad that she didn't get to design the flag.
Yeah, especially with their...
really sad. That's an understatement.
Yeah, she's like devastated that she can't design the flag.
Donuts get upset and outraged a lot in this book.
Yeah.
And we're barely in it.
Immediately, yes.
Yeah, maybe she's being a little bit more extra.
Yeah.
You think it's just like Matt leaning into like, okay, at this point she's intolerable. So they venture out and they want to check out where the other stairwell is. And as we remember, Bomo's with them. Bomo has a special skill that allows him to locate other stairwells. So he just checks it out. And he's like, yeah, it's like a ways away on the coast. So he's going to try and map that out with Mordecai.
We do hear that he's starting to feel lonely because all the other rock bodyguards are now on the, 9th floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think Sledge even misses him? He's just like, as long as he's not playing Frogger, I don't give a shit about that guy. Bomo's all emo about it. Mordecai also mentioned that he wants to get a hold of the Bobka newsletter because of Skip Floor, which just feels like a quaint little throwback to book 3, that was a thing. I'm like, oh yeah, they get news from this little Bobka newsletter. Okay. And then Samantha's going to join them as a recon specialist. And Carl thought about like chucking her with a Chistera, but he doesn't want to just yank her back and have to wear it the whole time until then.
Right.
So he's like, just roll off and go and inspect things and tell us what monsters are out there.
Don't roll off. You should fly. We know you can fly. We've seen you fly. Fly. Do some recon. And then she kind of rolls off and bounces off and says that she can't because her magic essence takes a while to build up.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
A lot of interesting things going on with Samantha to where, even Mordecai's like, don't give her that body that right away because there's something up with this chick.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that she shouldn't be able to do that she's doing, and that's kind of scary.
It's going to suck when she betrays our team because I like her a lot.
I know. I keep thinking that too. But considering that she's constantly threatened to kill everybody's mother, you can't say you didn't see it coming.
Yeah, no, right. So Carl sets a bunch of traps right by their own stairwell that says, like, for any crawlers that aren't part of the safe home for Meadow Larkamani people or whatever their guild is. And then, they venture out there, seeing all these ghosts move around and bump into them, and like people's clothes pop off. Their bodies are all blurred, so it's not like too gratuitous. There's a little back and forth as well, talking about like, be careful, you don't want to get run over like your cousin is what Carl says to Donut, and she's like, my cousin Baroness Eclair Exquisite. I always love all the cats' names being so over the top.
They're all named after like pastries and cakes.
Royalties. Was run over by a tractor. And Donut declares kind of rightly so that she saved Carl's life when she jumped out the window, which I thought was interesting. She's calling it out. Carl,
is there any chance that was on purpose?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but at this point, I wouldn't be surprised to find out.
Because there seems to be an overlap between a conscious mind of Donut from her memories of being just a cat and now when she can formulate thoughts and like articulate things. But I don't know.
I'm thinking
if
more
it feels like two separate lived lives
of the presence of the aliens on Earth long before this started.
And we know that there have been some instances like that, like Agatha at Meadowlark. And then
like, did she save them by setting that fire outside their place?
Well, a similar,
a
similar like homeless setting something on fire thing happened with Beatrice when they were waiting outside of the airport for a cab. Somebody set fire to a trash can, and made everybody go outside, and that's when the collapse happened.
I mean, imagine an agent that opened the window so that Donut could get out, knowing that Carl would follow her.
He was smoking. He was smoking in the house. So, like, he opened the window himself.
All right.
She just,
then never mind.
She just at some point decided, I'm going to go out there now.
While it's freezing.
To look for Ferdinand.
Because she was horny. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I would think that, I was going to say, but she's definitely not spayed because she's like a show cat who's probably going to be bred for other show cats.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Kind of
she's not spayed.
Where she talks about being shipped off to the farm. All right, we've gone on quite an aside here.
Sorry.
Let's see. So
he always asks about cats, whether they're spayed or not. It's fucking weird.
It's a bit of a fetish.
Is your cat spayed? You just got here.
So Donut has the idea that they should crash all the cars on the highway. Like once they've kind of ventured out and like gotten a feel for the city, that they should just crash them all away from the stairwell. And Carl's like, that's not a good idea. It's just going to keep building up. But I'm wondering, like based on them seeing like other things are crashing close to like Katya's stairwell, and now they can't access their stairwell unless they clear out the space. Maybe Donut's right.
Yeah, it's like a controlled burn. I was like, I think it's an idea worth exploring.
Yeah. So it was just kind of interesting. They're already starting to think about like the mechanics of this floor and how it can all go sideways. There's a brief mention. What was it that they even mentioned political that Carl?
Oh, it was like, no politics talk.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was though. It was something about like the communist country of Cuba, I want to say.
Yeah, there was
Donut talking about like what she thought the preconceptions of Cuba would be like.
That's right. Yeah, she's like, I didn't think they'd have like street vendors for food or blah blah blah. I thought it was just like a bunch of people shooting guns up in the air because communism.
And what a cheeky exchange, because Carl turns to the camera. We aren't going to talk politics. Nothing good ever comes from talking about politics, especially when you don't know what you're talking about. To which Donut's like, you are boxers deep in politics, dude. Which just feels like such a good callback to, what was it, like episode 9 for us when we were like, stop being political about this. Oh, what a non-political book this
Yeah, this
is.
literally feels like a conversation we've had with some of our viewers or listeners.
Carl trying to be like, no, we're not going to do it. But like, you can't escape it, dude. Tough shit. Samantha checks in while she's kind of rolling around, and she seems like she's already kind of sad, and she's feeling ignored by all the ghosts. She didn't really understand what's going on with the ghosts, that they're not talking back to her.
Nah, she's a bit of an attention whore.
Yeah, and she's lonely.
Yoo-hoo! Are you
I thought she was interesting. She talked about like a crying lady with a basket throwing eggs at her, which seemed like some sort of monster. But I tried to look up like Cuban folklore, trying to figure out what this might be. Couldn't really figure out anything as a facsimile. So I don't know if it's just Matt making up shit and being like, that could be like a mythological whatever. Probably. But I wonder, I would love to kind of know if there was some sort of motivation, like he looked up some obscure thing and wrote that down for this lady.
I'm curious as to what you learned about Cuban folklore.
Google a little bit, like Cuban folklore. I feel like La Llorona, which is like here, they also had some sort of facsimile there, but I don't remember what it was. I didn't read too much into it. They do run into another creature called the Experience, which is like a wolf body with unbending front legs and a massive Che Guevara head on top with a beret.
And just so you guys know, it's funny to us because Grant wanted to be called the Experience when he was in middle school.
Back when I was watching a lot of Jersey Shore, I was like, I could be one of those guys.
Yeah.
The Experience. This almost feels like a throwback for us to the juicer and the characters from the first couple floors.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a while since we had those characters.
Carl says that they're kind of Saturday morning cartooning the mythology, which is putting it in a blender, putting a playful, cartoony kind of bend on the mythology. Because I think was it Ellie saying they ran into Sasquatch and he's wearing like some Bermuda shorts or something like that and looking ridiculous and like, what are these creatures? they kill this wolf, the experience, and Donut gets a beret, which she's very excited about. And they also get their first Tagi card, which is a combo card, which allows them to combine 2 of the creatures they acquire presumably later. They can combine them into 1. And it's a ultra rare card. He also learns that only Donut can hold the cards because she's the squad leader. And then they run into our other group of crawlers. And it's 3 people. There's 2 guys and a cat girl.
Which Donut hates immediately.
Starts flipping her shit about. So our new crawlers are a guy named Paz. He's a massive silver armored Centero. He's a human Centero, so he's just wearing like a big ol' suit of armor. He kind of looks like Baymax, I guess, in silver, with his head popping out.
Yeah, popping out.
Popping out?
Yeah.
Just popping out.
That's how they say popping out in Kansas.
Help me with words, Beer. Help me better.
Yeah.
A guy named Anton Lopez, which is a muscled, heavily tattooed, bald guy with prison tats. And he's got a couple player killer skulls, and he's listed as his class is fugitive. And then there's Sister Inez Quiteria.
I think it's Quiteria. I don't
Quiteria.
remember. Yeah.
She's a cat girl poet laureate. Both of the guys are worshiping a god called Ogun, who's the god of blacksmiths and protection.
And she isn't, because she can't bring herself to worship a false god.
Yeah, because she's wearing a nun. She's a nun out. She's got a nun outfit, but kind of.
I think they're called habits.
A habit.
Yeah,
because she's mostly cat body and naked, I guess, in a brown cat body. Donut immediately tags her as a Havana brown cat and goes full bigot on her.
What's funny about her is that everybody knows these are the worst. I mean, everybody knows this.
This is the worst cat.
And like, I think that's just you.
Carl's like, I've never even heard of a Havana brown. He's like, no, you're full of shit. Everybody knows you can't trust a Havana brown, Carl.
And Carl is kind of thinking, oh, you're just being like racist against Cuban people. And she's like, Havana browns aren't even from Cuba. They're from England. So what a whole treat this whole scene is.
And educational.
Yeah. Now I know about Havana browns.
I thought it was also funny because she's talking about like, why would you pick a Havana brown of all cats? If Carl would have picked a cat, he would. If he could have picked a cat, he would have. But he would never pick a Havana brown, which I just think is so funny that she's still holding on to the idea that Carl would have ever picked a cat.
Yeah. As a race.
Yeah. They're immediately hostile to our crew as well because of a couple things. One, they saw the battle between Prepotente and their friend Oswaldo, killing Oswaldo's hawk Gimli at the end of floor 5. So they thought there's just beef between the groups. And then they also saw a scene where Donut said she would kill any and all cat girls when she's in the strip room with Anna.
She's drunk and talking to a stripper.
Yeah, she's talking to a stripper, which I guess got played for them on a TV show.
If you shouldn't hold anything against me that I said to a stripper, Carl.
Which I was like, yeah, she's right.
I told one of them that he was Mongo's daddy.
So these guys are prisoners, and there's just this funny dynamic. Like we've seen this in like Walking Dead as well. In that one season where like, hey, it's all of us in the apocalypse facing zombies, but now I have to worry about you because of your previous life as a criminal. And Carl's like, yeah, I used to actually work around a whole bunch of ex-cons. I hate that feeling that you have to feel, but there's just a societal thing that like you can't initially like look at them as like operating on the same rules of society.
Sure. Plus, the whole, hey, what were you in for? You don't ask that. Yeah, I get it. That's polite, but seriously though, what were you in for?
Yeah. In fact, they have like this whole motto that they say at one point. Like Paz is like, what's our motto to Inez? And she's like, today is a new day. We don't worry about yesterday because we can't change the past. To which Donut's like, oh, so you guys did some weird sex crimes, huh? So there's already going to be a little bit of friction, a little bit of slight distrust between the groups because one thinks the other one wants to kill them, the other one thinks they're prisoners, and we don't know why.
And one is a Havana Brown.
And one's a Havana Brown.
But they come up with a way to try to gain some trust, and that's helping them, what is it? Get these seals?
A monk seal.
A monk seal.
Okay, they keep talking about the pun of monk seal, and I don't get the pun. Please, someone.
Monk seal is an actual type of seal, but these seals are monks in the way that they train with their
like Shaolin monks.
Okay,
yeah.
All right, I might have known.
So that's what it is. Donut says she hates pun-based species names, and Carl's like, well, what about all the strippers? And it's like, it's different. It's their name. But she lists all the names of the strippers. Anaconda, Damascus Steel, Dong Quixote, the author Steve Rowland, and Gluteus Max.
Now, the author Steve Rowland's a real guy.
Okay.
There's an author named Steve Rowland.
That's a friend.
He
just named him this. In fact, we follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Steve Rowland.
Yeah, Steve Rowland's a guy you can actually interact with in the real world.
So he named a stripper after him.
Not just the stripper isn't just Steve Rowland. It's the author Steve Rowland.
Wait, does the author strip too?
Not to be confused, I guess.
One can only hope.
We also get another little scene on the beach as they're about to try and go after the capture a monk seal. That Donut lets Mongo out, and Mongo's like being all playful and loving on the other three new crawlers, which I think in a way just helps us endear ourselves to strangers as well. Because like once you see like he's friendly and that's their kind of barometer, they're like, okay, I guess we're all getting along a little bit better.
Yeah, the temperature kind of goes up down a little bit. I forgot how temperatures go. Goes down a little bit.
Goes down.
It isn't quite as tense as it was.
But Donut continues talking shit about Inez's class as a Havana Brown, and saying that she starts making fun of her being a poet laureate. And she's like, "Can you imagine like church poetry? That's what you're gonna do? You're gonna woo people with church poetry?" And Carl's like, "It's almost as bad as listening to a cat sing all day." She goes, "That was really mean, Carl." And I thought the delivery was so funny.
The pause before the beat before it. Yeah.
It's so good. So then we get an action sequence, which kind of goes as quickly as one would expect. They're fighting the monk seal. We get some back and forth.
The monk seal almost fucking kills them.
Yeah, that was what was hilarious because it seemed like, this ought to be an easy takedown. Yeah. It was anything but.
Yeah, this is a comedy thing. This seal's making fucking
Bruce Lee noises.
It's doing all that shit, flipping around.
But he's got a heavy Cuban accent. Like, come at me, bro.
Yeah. He's like standing on his tail. It looks ridiculous, but that thing is just a fucking beast.
So much so that like, Carl, in a way, kind of like jumps to the rescue of Paz and saves him, which I think also just goes to strengthen the bond between these groups.
Yeah.
But after they capture this one, Carl's like, we need to get one of our own as well. So they go off to, the chapter ends with them going off to capture another one. But there's a couple other quick notes. They get pulled into a quest, which is about the raunchiest, I think, Matt's been thus far.
Yeah.
Thus far.
I think a couple episodes ago I mentioned this book has a lot of sperm in it.
The quest is called
should be on the cover.
The Chowder War.
Oh.
Which is between the crabs and the seals vying for beachside ocean property, because the crabs go out there to do their mating and
go ahead, tell us.
Jerking off into the ocean, or as the baby seals are in the water, so the seals want to protect their babies from the water from getting bukkake to death by crab splooge. Which just, like I said, it's really raunchy.
Like Martin was talking about, this is a build-up. You build up on the last book, and it kind of trains you.
We were edging toward this, one might say.
Edging. I laughed out loud at the line, "Oh yeah, crabs, the rats of the sea."
And the quest is to choose a side and end the war. So now they have that to look for.
They have to align themselves with either the crabs or the seals.
Yep.
In this weird splooge battle.
It's nasty. You got to wonder what better quests other people are getting in other parts of the world.
I don't think there are better quests. This is the best quest.
The best one you can get.
Yeah.
There's also just a little bit of a moment where Carl's kind of lamenting the fame that he's garnered thus far on the floors.
Yeah.
And he's looking at like these 3 other crawlers and he's like, well, it must be nice that they have their anonymity. Probably not anymore now that they're in our storyline, so people are looking at them. But he's kind of wishing that could have been great. But I feel like you wouldn't be where you are and you probably wouldn't have survived without that.
Well, I mean, they've stayed out of the top 50 and they've survived.
Maybe. But
less,
I bet
less pressure. But it does seem like later on, what Carl and Donut have built up with their fame and power.
Celestial back patch and the alliance they have with all these other people.
Yeah, I mean, they got, factions that are pulling strings for them.
Yeah.
Where, these other people may have just been like, well, we're surviving because we're under the radar.
Well, now they're on the radar.
Yeah.
The magical combination of being in Carl and Donut's team and also being a part of the Lollapuspalooza quest that they found themselves in front of. Like, you wouldn't pick that for the story.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Like, oh, man. Okay, here are your 2 quests. This one or deliver 1,000 newspapers. I'd go for the splooge one just so I could tell people, hey, guess what I did Saturday?
I delivered the newspapers. So we'll see where that ties up. So we end with our 2 and the new 3 all going to get another seal named Geraldo. And it seemed like a good enough stopping point because I think the end of the next chapter is kind of leading on another arc.
And that whole next section we're doing is going to be a long one.
Yeah. So
is it?
That leads us to your homework assignment, chapters 7 through 16. The end of 16. It's going to be your homework assignment. So get reading on that, get making your own notes, get ready to check us on the facts that we get wrong as we go through this.
Oh, they will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to tell them.
And we want to thank all you guys for checking in with us, for supporting our podcast. You can do that at patreon.com/hellocrawlers.
Yes.
And we also want to thank you guys for going to hellocrawlers.com/store and checking out all the merch that we got.
Oh, yeah. I've released new merch since the big drop. Like, there's a Princess Donut shirt now.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been cranking out drawings.
Stands on fire.
And you guys can go and purchase those yourself. We do not have international shipping yet. Sorry. As a means of the store that we opened up, it doesn't have that, but we are looking into trying to provide that. Just take some time. So bear with us. And I want to go ahead and thank our crawlers over on Patreon, including Aldo Necco, Andrew Kogan, Caden B, Odin's Eye, Alai, Christian Castanon, Phil Tusmagoria, Gilbert Sanchez, Jillian, Johnny Whiteline Sideman, longtime listener, first-time crawler, Matt Johnson, Nikki, Noel Mead, Prince Stealth Axe, Queen Anne Chonk, and Ryan. Thank you guys all for your support.
You always fail to say Phil Tasmagoria correctly.
Fajitas Magoria.
Yeah, this time you said Phil.
Philtas Magoria.
Like Phil Tasmagoria, like his name is Philip.
That's a regional dialect.
Oh, okay. It's Kansas again.
Yeah, that's Kansas coming through. All right, and then we have a final segment that we like to do for people in our top tier on Patreon, which is our Death Watch Extreme Dungeon Mayhem. And we are going to first check in with Aldo Necco. He has leveled up a bit since going through level floor 7 and now on floor 8. He's our level 48 Barbarian Thickromancer, and he's running through the streets of LA. A swarm of paparazzi bees buzz after him, viciously flashing their camera flash. I don't know. There's some sort of killer bee things, but paparazzi.
Don't think about it too hard, guys.
He cut down an alley to evade them, but it was a dead end. Oh no, he seemed trapped. But it seemed like he lost them. Then he noticed something strange in the alley. The wall to his left was all red and said blood in large letters.
Wait, and he sees something strange in an alley in LA?
Yeah.
Wait, it's already red, but it has blood?
Yeah, it says blood.
Is it written in red? Because I'm like, how is he seeing that?
Yeah, it's also written in like a lighter shade of red. I don't know. Whatever the fuck.
Okay. Lighter color blood.
Yeah, that's really
it's a red on red situation.
To his right, there's a wall that's all blue and it says crypt. He's like, uh-oh. He tries to make a run for it, but it's too late. The walls clashed together, smushing him between.
Wait, crypt and blood?
Yeah, the bloods and crypts. They're walls.
No, I know what it's trying to be alluding to.
Was crypt written in blue?
Yeah, on blue. It's blue on blue.
He can see it at the when the angle.
Certain angles, like
when the sun catches it right.
Oh, is that what that's at? Blam.
I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking.
Meanwhile, Andy Kogan, our level 42 trash panda dumpster diver, thought Antarctica would be a good call. He wasn't sure what this floor would be, but he figured less people, the better. But man, it was cold and way too bright in December. And he seemed to be all alone. He thought about what a terrible choice this was as the massive, terrifying Emperor Penguin continued to peck away at his guts, and he bled to death on the ice.
I don't think any of these have been this gruesome.
I think this is going to lead to some interesting twists because I think they said that Antarctica wasn't selectable.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the fact that it was for him means that there's probably something even more interesting.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Or else.
I mean,
or else what could that mean?
Yeah.
Like a fuck up? No, surely not.
No, this was on purpose.
Yeah.
No, the AI never fucks up.
I can't wait to...
Stop winking at me, please.
I can't wait to discover the...
And by Antarctica, I meant Patagonia of Chile.
What a Lindeloffian twist this is. I can't...
Oh, boy. I already did so much with that Andy Kogan one. Caden B, our level 53 half-orc blind taste tester, sipped a Mai Tai as he relaxed on the beach. Hawaii was a great call. He would have preferred one of the smaller islands, but what are you gonna do? As ghost waiters continually brought drinks out to the sunbathers, he kept swiping them and soaking up the rays. He tried nicking some swim trunks off of a fella, and he thought it was quite funny, but none of the shorts fit on his weird half-orc body.
Are you body shaming him?
A little bit body shaming.
Okay.
14 days here on Paradise seemed pretty sweet. He wasn't sure what could ruin this gig. Then he opened his eyes as he heard an oink above him and looked up at the Oahu hog man. What the fuck? The pig-snouted man raised a mallet and brought it swiftly down on Caden.
Aw.
Okay.
I'm back to just killing people.
He wasn't doing nothing to nobody.
Yeah. I also love how much excitement your delivery had for the Oahu hog man.
I looked up mythology there real quick. I'm like, Oahu hog man, that one wins. Yeah. All right, folks. So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up there. We will be back next week covering chapters 7 through 16. Chapter 7 through the end of 16. We're excited to be back covering this book. And until next week, get out there and read.